You know, I keep hearing a lot of chatter out there about midlife crisis. Some of it coming from the millennials that are now in their 40s. Yeah, you heard me right, 40s. Gen X and elder millennials, yes, you zennials, are in the sweet spot for midlife crisis. Now, if you're guessing they're gonna have some dramatic breakdown like some 90s rom-com character, you know, buy a sports car, have a meltdown, drive off into the desert and find themselves, you're probably gonna lose that bet faster than I could say I'm too old for this shit. See, a midlife crisis happens somewhere middle of life when you wake up one day and suddenly think, holy shit, this is it. Is this all I've done? This is my life? And it's in that moment that you realize the list of things that you haven't done feels like a laundry list that will never end. Like you hit the snooze button on your life and you can't find your keys or your car's out of gas. Come on, we've been dealing with crisis since the beginning of our time. We were raised on chaos. Chaos is our appetizer. We've had anxiety since before it was cool. And now we're like, yeah, that just feels normal. Chaos is our second language. Wait, scratch that. That's sarcasm. Tied with chaos. What I'm trying to say is that we've been in survival mode our entire lives, just waiting for the next what the to drop. And surprise, they just keep coming and coming. There's no vacation for that. And we know that keeping our expectations low is the key to survival. That way when the hits the fan, we're not shocked by it and we can just keep on moving. Knee deep in some economic, social, or domestic disaster since the day we were born, there's no time for reflection. Unless you count on all the reflection you do on whether or not your car can make it through the week without breaking down or you run out of gas. So yeah, midlife never really had a chance to sneak up on us. We've been too busy just trying to survive to think about it. Midlife also implies some level of maturity. And sure, we've matured sort of. In the same way that a 90s grunge album matures at a vintage thrift store. We're like a fine wine, but a cheap bottle of it. Think $2 Chuck, with a dash of emotional baggage that's never been unpacked. Emotionally stunted since we could walk. Some of us are still trying to figure out how to deal with anything beyond just shut up and deal with it. Because we didn't have the luxury of emotional processing. We were raised by a generation that didn't have the bandwidth to deal with self-care bullshit. So here we are trying to play catch up while dodging disaster after disaster. While everybody's waiting for us to have some sort of dramatic breakdown like you see in the movies, we're over here like we're just getting started, baby. This is our second wind. And we live by the mantra to keep your expectations as low as you keep your gas tank. Why? Because when you have high expectations, you end up disappointed. And we've had enough of that. It's a numbers game, people. Welcome to midlife, where the only real crisis is trying to figure out where you put your glasses or your keys.